Hello, my black and white brothers. Welcome to my channel. I'm Alpha Anime, and this is What If I Was in Hunter x Hunter Part 2. Whew, okay. And do this, because I have not been posting as much, and that annoys me. So, yeah. Let's get into this What If, I guess. Where we left off, me, Killua, and Gon were getting along, and we were just about to go into Swindler Swamp. Okay, whoever named this thing's a fucking genius. It's like, seriously. Swindler Swamp. Like, damn. Weren't all the good names taken when you were doing this thing? Alright. So, the examiner says, alright, we're going now. All you have to do is follow me. They start to slowly jog through the swamp. But the fog was so thick that my girlfriend got a little bit jealous. No regrets, you know what? I don't care. Me, Gon, and Killua are just talking to each other while we're trying our best to keep up. When this happens, we realize that we haven't been actually following the tour guide, and we didn't see them. We were lost. We realized that we were lost, and then stopped for a second. And we're like, "Yo, what's going on?" Okay, and then we were eaten by some kind of frog, more like swallowed. While we were in there, but with Hisoka, the pink-haired, I'll just call him Hisoka, I don't care. He was beginning to be surrounded by a group of examineers. So people, so just I don't call them students, uh, participants. He was being surrounded by participants. Then they all circled him, and then they said, "Okay, we'll let you live if you promise not to go to if you don't come here next year." Sorry about that, my brother walked in. Okay, so they surrounded him, and then they said, "Alright, we'll let you live if you don't come to the exam next year." Hisoka replies, "Oh, I won't need to. So, I promise, because I won't need to. I intend on passing this year." They all say, "Oh, come on. We can't, we're lost in this fog. Are you really that confident that you think that we're gonna pass?" Hisoka makes a witty remark that I cannot remember. I am sorry. And they all start charging at him. Hisoka takes out one card only. And in a fell swoop, he moves his hand only a little bit, basically like 90 degrees around his body. And then everyone but one of them falls to the ground immediately. Kurapika and Leorio are watching this shocked, while a lot of things are going through their mind. They they notice that there's one person left, and then he starts to crawl, begging for mercy. Hisoka throws a card at him, specifically at his head, immediately killing him. And you know what? It doesn't really matter, because they wanted to throw the fade first, so they caught it. If they couldn't catch the fade, they should not have entered the kitchen. Or yeah, not yeah. They don't like the saying says, if you can't handle the heat, get out of the goddamn kitchen. Hisoka then looks at Kurapika and Leorio, saying, "Do you want to play too?" Kurapika and Leorio look at each other and say, "Alright, we'll run to different sides of each other on three. One." Hisoka starts moving closer. Two. Hisoka takes out a card. Three. They bolt, each going another side. Soon as after this, Hisoka is like, "Oh." Then Leorio, like a freaking idiot, starts walking back near Hisoka with a stick, saying, "I can't ignore this. No matter what I do, I won't be able to ignore this for the rest of my life." He then starts charging at Hisoka. Hisoka dodges it and does not care. He's about to hit Leorio, but Gon comes out of nowhere with his fishing rod and smacks the hell out of this dude. Like this dude, smack. It hits him in the face, catching him off guard. Hisoka notices this and starts to get very surprised because he's like, what the heck? Someone actually landed a hit on me. More or less a kid. Then you notice the sling of his schlong right down there. I'm not going to explain it because if y'all have watched it, you'll know what the sling of his schlong means. You know, just anyone who does, you don't even know. Just all you have to hear is sling of the schlong. That's all I know. So while my man is getting a freaking boner out here, he starts walking towards Gon, and then Leorio says, "What are you doing? Your fight's with me!" He then starts running towards Hisoka, but immediately gets backhanded with a with a fist from Hisoka. He keeps slowly walking there, and then Gon keeps trying to hit him, but Hisoka keeps dodging and weaving. He, he Gon starts jumping back while swinging his fishing rod. While Hisoka saying, "Oh, a fishing rod. How original." He keeps walking, and then Gon has a plan. He throws the fishing rod at Hisoka, going at him head on. Then it immediately falls into the mud. Gon, thinking that this would be his opportunity, he goes in for a hit, but then he instantly gets caught by Hisoka while getting choked. Hisoka is just thinking, "Oh, I love that look," while doing that face you make when you just finish um, looking at things. I'm not gonna explain it because if you don't understand what I'm saying, you're too young for this video because I don't care. So he's choking him for a good 20 seconds, and then Gon starts to lose consciousness. Then Hisoka's surprised and drops him, letting Gon breathe. Hisoka then squats down and starts saying, "Oh, don't worry, I'm not gonna hurt you or your friend. You both passed." He went over to Leorio, picked him up, slung him over his shoulder, and says, "Can you find your way back?" Not Izuku. Gon nods, and Hisoka says, "Good. Well, I'll see you there." Then Hisoka jumps and heads over there. Me and Kurapika come out of the bushes, I guess, and head over there. We're both like, "Yo, what happened?" He then says, "Oh, I kind of fought Hisoka." Kurapika looked just surprised but I said, "Did you win?" Gon said, "Nah, he let me live." I said, "Oh, well, you're lucky." After that, we Gon said, "All right, I'll lead us back. I can track Leorio through his scent, and then he should be back at the entrance by now." We both follow him, and then when we get to camp, or not camp, when we get to the entrance, we see Leorio sitting by a tree with his face pummeled, and there's basically a freaking imprint on his damn face. Killua comes over and says, "Oh, I lost sight of you guys." And he looks over to Leorio and says, "What happened to him?" We Gon says a long story. Then what's this called again? The examiner says, "All right, I have taken you to my farthest extent. From now on, you guys will be in the second part of the exam. Good luck." He then starts to run away because that guy is freaking fast as hell. After this, all the doors open, then they all head inside. All inside, they see a girl with cyan hair and a guy that looks like he ate an elephant for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and brunch for 6 weeks in a row. Then the girl introduces herself and says, "Okay, I'm gonna be your examiner for this part of the exam. Now, your exam will be to cook a meal, because we are cooking things." It, Everyone starts to bitch about it because they're little pieces of then, but they inevitably agree, and then the guy that ate an elephant says, "All right, for your exam, you'll be required to make pork. Feel free to use any pig you find in the forest. Any species will be okay." After this, everyone heads out. Both of the examiners say, "Oh yeah, it's going to take them a while." We head out, and then while we're looking, no one has found a pig, and it's been a few minutes, no, like 2 hours. And then while I'm while I'm searching a tree, I fall out of the tree and not stumble. I full on plummet. And then when I fall down, I say, "Guys, I think you might want to see this." When I say this, Karapika, Leorio, Kilo, and Gon come and look at me. And then when they see me, they also see a horde of gigantic pigs. But it looks like my mere presence was too holy for them, and they got intimidated and jealous. So they started attacking everyone. With their snorts high and their egos high, and their egos higher, they start destroying everyone in sight. We all try our best. I grab a pig by its tail, and though I stop it, it immediately kicks me in the face, sending me back, hitting a tree. Everyone else tries. Gon tries hitting it with its thing, but then it bounces off its snout, then goes up, then lands on its forehead. This immediately kills it. Then he yells out, "The weakness is its forehead." When he yells this, I jump off a tree. Then I kick it in the forehead, killing it. Killua just casually jumps in and just jumps on it and hits that part of its forehead, immediately killing it as well. Everyone gets some pork, and we all start to head towards the beginning. While we were running there, the examiners say, what's with all the shaking?" They then see a pack of people carrying gigantic pigs on their back, and they're surprised that they got it so quickly. We all start to try to create a good pork, but the first one, the most the most annoying out of all of them, goes up and say, "All right, taste my thing and let me pass." The big guy chumps on it and gives it a check, but then the girl, without even tasting it, says, "Burnt on the burnt to a crisp on the on the outside, completely and totally dry on the inside." The guy says, "But you haven't even tasted it yet." She yells out, "I don't need to. Look at it." You then look at it, and then you see, it's like, is that a piece of charcoal? Why is it so big though? He then gets pissed off and walks away. After this, everyone else goes up, and they all fail. Everyone's trying to think of something when Karpika says, "Oh, maybe they're looking for originality." They all do that, and then Gon and Leorio, they fail because theirs just like a freaking kiddie meal. Then Kurapika comes up and gives it to her while it's actually looking like a good meal. She takes a bite out of it, saying, "No, this seems like a meal worthy of eating." She takes a bite and then immediately spits it out, saying, "Just because your thing should look the presentation is good, it shouldn't be at the cost of taste." She then yells out, "All right, you all fail." Everyone is in a pissy mood, and then it at the back you could feel the malicious intent growing, and just so what and just a coincidence, Hisoka is at the back. The examiner from before says, not again. They then call someone, and someone from a plane jumps to the ground and lands effortlessly. Him and her get to talking, and then he says, "All right, you all will get a second chance, but this one will be easy. Will be just as hard." They all hop on the thing, and they all go to a mountain that's called Spider Mountain. I can't remember. Spider Hawk Mountain? Can't remember. They get there, and then she says, "All right, time to gather some eggs." She then jumps, does a backflip, and grabs on a spider web. We all see eggs. She then drops. Everyone screams, "Oh, she about to die!" She grabs an egg, and then suddenly there's a giant gust of wind, sending her flying up, letting her land right back where she was before, saying, "All right, that's your test. Let's go." I run in first, doing an Assassin's Creed dive. All Everyone else follows from behind. Our group goes first. We grab on, and then everyone follows suit, apart from a few people who are a little bit afraid. A guy says, "Well, see you later, suckers." He drops while picking an egg, and then he starts screaming. They're all like, "What the heck? Where's the wind?" And they realize, "Oh, wait. Oh, those things, this is a geyser type thing, so you're gonna have to wait for the geyser to start." They're, they're all worried, and then, since there are a lot of people, the web starts to get, and it starts to move and kind of crumble. A few people jump, saying, "I don't want to die yet." They grab onto eggs, but then they still plummet to the ground. Gon says, "Not yet." Three, two, go! Everyone drops while picking eggs, and then a giant gust of wind goes up, sending everyone flying. We all land, and then we all cook the eggs, while the examiners are saying, "Wow, this is a very peculiar set of people." We're all given eggs, and the eggs are amazing. And I don't like them because in real life I hate eggs. So maybe I'm just biased. Okay. And the people who didn't jump, like C's, they they didn't pass, but everyone else did. We all load up onto the blimp, and we take off. After we take off, we're told that, "All right, you guys can go get some rest, and we can head to the next part of the exam." Everyone goes to sleep, but me, Gon, and Killua are very, very hyper, so we don't go to sleep. We head to the windows, and Kilo's looking over the city, all saying, "Huh." I remember my parents saying that uh, I say, "Huh, my family of assassins must be coming to kill me soon anyway." Me, Gon says, "All of them." I say, "That's what you're worried about?" And then Kilo starts laughing, saying, "Oh, I've never had a reaction like that before. People are usually scared of me." I say, "Well, I won't be scared of you as long as you're trying to kill me, you know?" Kilo says, "Can't make any promises just yet." We all let off a laugh then, while we were talking, I, I said, "Huh, well, it's Naruto. For some reason, this reminds me of one time when I got locked in the sauna." They then look at me and like, "You got locked in the sauna? How?" I say, "Well, I don't think my parents really liked me very much, so they constantly lit fires just to scare me because I've always been afraid of fire." And then one time, they made the fire a little bit too big, and our house burned down, killing both of them. Huh. Then we look at Gon, expecting him to say something dumb. Then he says, Well, I don't know my mom, so mm, we all just shrug and are like, okay, good enough for us. Then from behind, we see some guy. Wait, no, we don't see him. The guy that convinced the girl to give us another part of the exam was looking at us from behind. Then he sent some kind of energy towards us. We could do was sense it, but then you couldn't feel it. We sensed it and then looked to the side, looking at him, but then he wasn't there. Then we noticed walking footsteps, and we looked, and then we saw the old man. Me and me, Kilo, and go like, "Wait, was that you?" But it came from that. We were all confused. Then Kilo says, "Huh? For an old timer, you're very fast." The man says, "I have no idea what you mean." He says, "Okay, how about we play a little game?" We say, what kind of game? He says, "Well, if you beat me at this game, I'll allow you to become a hunter on the spot." We all smile, and then we say, "All right, so what's the game?" He says, "Well, when we walk into the place where we're doing the game," he says, "all you have to do is take this ball from me." He says this, and Kilo says, "I'll only take that little ball. This is gonna be easy." He walks up there and says, and starts saying he thinks I'm weak, but he doesn't know that I'm much stronger than he thinks. He then starts to perform some kind of after image technique while me and Gon are watching in shock. He then goes for the ball, but then the man immediately dodges it, just moving his hand enough to make the ball not where Killua thought it was gonna be. I then took a shot, jumping from wall to wall, and I go for the ball. Or at least that's what I make him think. I grab onto his head, then try to kick the ball out of his hands, but he moves his hand forward, making me kick his leg, which makes my leg hurt like hell. I say, "Yo, what the hell is your leg made of? Wood?" I say, "It can't be because I could kick through wood. But what the hell? Is that like metal or something? Metal implants?" He says, "Don't ask me." Gon goes for a try. He he makes it look like he's going low, but then he jumps, catching the man off guard, allowing Gon to try and get the ball. But he before he gets it, he jumped to a little bit too high, and he hit the top wall, no ceiling, while grabbing his head. Kilo said, "Oh, come on, you could have got that. All you did was underestimate the power of your jumps." The old man said, "Thanks, no kidding." After this, we go for a few hours, each trying to get the ball. Then we decide to go 3-on-1. With our combined energy, we still couldn't get that goddamn ball. I can't. I constantly used enter the man's body trying to get to the ball. I would jump off him, swing off him, just do random things off him to try and catch him off guard. But he never moved. Not for a few hours, but after a few hours, we Killua says, "Oh, all right, I'ma head out." But then we said, "Oh, but we were so close." He then said, "Have you not noticed? He's only been using one arm and one leg, and he's barely moved." We realized it's like, frick, and we're kind of mad, but then we don't do anything about it and keep going. Kilo heads out, and then he's walking out, thinking, "Ugh, if I hadn't stopped when I did, I probably would have." Then two men run over saying, "Hey kid, where's your manners?" As soon as they lay hands on him, they immediately burst out with blood, while Killua has his hand out, looking like a freaking knife, saying, before I was rudely interrupted, I would have killed that man to get the ball. He gets, yeah. Uh, then cut back to us. We're still repeatedly going for the ball. Gon jumps up and he says, "Wait, no, he doesn't say anything. He jumps and then goes head first towards the man. Literally, the man thinks, huh." If I flex my abs, I'll probably crush his skull, but if I don't, he could manage to send me backwards, giving him a chance to get the ball. Looks like I have no choice. He uses his other hand to stop Gon from getting the ball while keeping him alive. Gon slams into the wall and he starts to laugh, saying, "Ha, I made you use your other hand." The man says, "Ugh, really?" He then looked at his hand, being confused, and say, "Oh, frick." I then go for the ball immediately, almost getting it, but then Nero says, "Not even close." He makes a remark saying, "I think old man Netero is slow, don't you?" So after this, we just give up and go to sleep where we are because we've been going at this for hours. Okay, we wake up and then we get dressed because we took off our shirts because, when you're trying to take a ball from a man that moves faster than you tend to be very, very tired. Then when we do that, not we all, me and Tim started heading towards the place to do the thing. We get to the entrance and then we're dropped off at some gigantic pillar. He said, I mean, no, yeah. They say, "Alright, this is the next, alright, this is the next place, good luck," while leaving us. Some mountain climber is like, huh, this is gonna be easy to climb down with someone like me. He starts to climb down, but then some red demon baby looking thing floats down and grabs the guy with his freaking teeth and swallows him. That's where overconfidence gets you, kids. Don't do it. Don't do marijuana either. Okay, so when that happens, they all realize, okay, we are most definitely not going to try and climb this thing. We we all start looking for things, and after a few hours, we Gon, Kilo, and I notice looking at this and saying, "Huh, oh, this must be a place where we're supposed to go." There are 6 in the area. Then we say, "All right, we'll go down these, and one of them has to be a trap. So, so whoever gets the trap, no hard feelings, okay?" They say 3, 2, 1. They jump, and then they all me Gon Kilo land while me Gon Kilo and Kurapika land while Yorio lands, but on his face. So Kurapika remarks, "Well, that was a very short farewell." We then see a few watches, and then we all put them on because that could have been really deadly. Honestly, those things could have been freaking bombs for all we knew. We put them on, and then a screen came on, and some guy says, "Okay, I'm the game master here, blah blah blah. You have to get through this place in a short amount of time, or you'll fail the exam, blah blah blah, all that cool stuff." And after that, he says, "Alright, it's majority rule, so go." They all they say they see a door saying, "Do you wish to go through this door?" One of them they say, "Okay," and they all press the and we all press the button that allows all of us to go through. Next time we see a corridor that leads in both ways. We all click our buttons. Everyone said no. Everyone but Leorio said right. And then he says, "But what everyone you always go it's left. We always go left." They then say, "Yeah, that's the point. If we go left, that's probably the harder path." Leorio says, "Fine, true." They all keep going, and then they led to this Dungeons and Dragons type thing, but not the card game. They just a giant thing. I don't know how to call it. A arena, I guess. When we get in there, we see a lot of people with hoods over their heads and handcuffs. They then explain that these are prisoners, and every hour we're stuck here is a year off their sentence. Blah blah blah. So yeah, this guy comes out saying, "All right, I'll go up first." And then I say, "All right, I guess I'll go against him." I go up, and then we look at each other. We look at each other. He says, "Oh, this is gonna be a fight. You can tap out if you lose." I say, "Okay," and I crack my knuckles while saying, "This is gonna be a fun fight." They say, "Go," and then he immediately jumps into the air. He looks like he's about to crush me with a giant slam, but then I dodge to the side, kinda looking like a blur. And when I do that, I kick him at the back of the head. Everyone is surprised, being like, "Oh, this kid is going hard." When I did this, he grabbed my leg and started slamming me against the ground. I was about to lose consciousness, but I grabbed his arm and got my leg out. And as soon as I did that, I I started choking him using my luscious thighs. And I am not gay, so do not type that in the comments. But you know what? Type it anyway. It's good for the YouTube algorithm. After that, he starts gasping. He manages to grab my face and rips me off him, throwing me to the side while getting a little bit of air. He needs a second to breathe, but then that's all I need. I I sprint towards him, going really fast. I fake going in for a kick that he intends to dodge, but then I masked that kick. I used the kick to mask the punch I was going for his face. I hit him in the face, not knocking him out, but then staggering him just enough for me to kick him in the balls. Very, very, very hard. Like this guy ain't getting no kids no more. When I do this, he starts holding there. Then I retract a knife from my leg and I kick him in the back, stabbing him. Even Kilo was surprised that was there. And when I do this, he starts coughing out blood. Then I grab his head and I start tugging on it. I'm strong, but then I'm not strong enough to rip off his head or anything. But then when I do this, he keeps staying there as I'm basically ripping his head off. But then it's really painful because I'm using all my strength. And then he taps out. He taps out. Then I start walking back. When I get back, they ask, "Yo, what was that thing with your foot?" I say, "Long story." When I do this, or when I say this, I say, "Alright, make it short then." I say, "Fine." As a kid, my parents wanted to torture me, so they thought that putting a knife in my foot would be very helpful. So they basically just shoved one right there, and for some reason, please don't ask me how, I can control it. Kilo says, "Well, I could do this. I can't do the same thing as you, but then I can make my hand sharper and stronger than a knife." I say, "Oh, that's awesome." And before you go raging in the comments saying that that's overpowered, it's not. It's a freaking knife coming out of my foot. What's that? That's good for one thing: kicking and stabbing. There's a lot more to this freaking show. So yeah, if you have a rage comment, type it anyway. Because like, if you type a rage comment, you're helping me. Seriously, it helps the YouTube algorithm. So type it if you want. Type it if you don't want. Don't type it if you want. If you as well. It's like doesn't really matter. Either way, it's a win-win situation for me. So yeah. After this, Gon goes up, seeing, uh, no, saying that, uh, alright, who's coming up against me? Some guy looking really malnourished says, alright, I'll do it, but I'm not much of a fighter, so how about we do something that we can both agree with? The man takes out a few candles. He says, alright, pick one. And that's where I'm gonna leave it off, guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully, I didn't like end at a very weird place because I paused the recording. So yeah, stay cool, stay safe, and wear a seatbelt. No, you should do that, but also wear a mask as well. Double whammy.